Hello, my name is Mrs. Suze Jones and I am the curriculum leader or subject leader for Religious Studies at Marshby School. In Religious Studies, we study 3 units at GCSE. So we do look at Hinduism, we look at Christianity and we look at ethics. In Hinduism and Christianity, we compare and contrast both religions, looking at the beliefs, teachings and practices. In ethics, we look at subjects such as religious life and death. We look at ideas in terms of relationships. We look at war and peace. And we also look at human rights and conflict and how the religions, so Hinduism and Christianity, as well as our own beliefs and non-religious beliefs, impact those ideas.
I think RS is a really good opportunity to kind of explore the views of other people, sometimes really, really different views to the ones you experienced before, and then, as having learnt theirs, try and develop your own on different topics. Well, we're currently doing the Hinduism topic, which is so different to anything really I've experienced before, so it gives you a really good insight into how other people view the world that's very, very different to your own.
I really like that it gives us an opportunity to think critically about the society that we've been brought up into. We're doing Christianity at the moment and it gives us an opportunity to look in depth at the faith that our country's based on.
So in terms of assessment, there are 2 exams at the end of May. There is no coursework assessment in Religious Studies at all. So on the slide you can see there are some examples of questions that we investigate in Christianity. So we go from things like life after death, we look at the way that they worship, we look at the way that they use the Bible. Again, here are some questions in terms of Hinduism. Hinduism is very much my favourite religion, where we look at different ideas in terms of where they come from, what they do, and also the key beliefs in terms of gods. So one of the key questions that we start off the year with is why there are so many gods in Hinduism and what do they represent. In ethics, we look at both the Hindu and Christian views on the subjects, but also we apply our own religions and non-religious views to these ideas. Topics that pupils really enjoy is the human rights and the fact that we look at relationships, looking at questions in terms of adultery, whether it should be allowed, whether it should not be allowed, how divorce is happening, what should be allowed and acceptable in the world, and also things like war and peace, how is terrorism being caused by religion, but also how being prevented by religion as well. In Religious Studies, we do a variety of different questions and activities. One of the key things that we look at is debate, because one of the key aspects that they need to be able to do in the exam is to evaluate statements. So ping-pong arguments, for and against arguments forms a large part of our discussions, but also pupils are able to compare and contrast religions. So we look at Christianity and Hinduism, as you can already know, but we look in terms of what beliefs are similar and also what beliefs are very different. So the topic of homosexuality, for example, is very different in both religions. And we also look at the non-religious beliefs in that, in terms of how they apply those beliefs to the actions that they do. One of the key highlights we have every year in Year 10 is going to the trip. So we go on 2 trips in 2 days. We look at 2 very different Hindu temples known as mandirs. So the first one we go to is Bhaktivedanta Manor, which is very much a UK Hindu religion known as ISKCON. So they practice the idea of bhakti, which means love, which they look in terms of looking after cows, and they have certain cow sanctuaries which the pupils are able to experience and see. Also, we go to a second place known as Swaminarayan Temple, which is a very Indian traditional temple which practices all the traditional Hindu practices of Hinduism. So key things that they do is to see worship, they look at the traditional dress that they wear, they also see some clothing that they wear, they also see some food and get to taste the food, which all the pupils really look forward to. They also have a go at asking questions to the swamis and the gurus that are attendant there as well. It's one of the key highlights that all the pupils talk about. Our results in Religious Studies are outstanding. Over the last 3 years which we've been studying this course, as you can see from the table, our results have always been 90 or higher. We're very proud of those results and the pupils are very proud of them as well, but they also work very hard for them. To enable the pupils to achieve their potential, we provide a lot of support and help for the pupils. So one of the key resources we have is revision guides, which we have made ourselves so that we have condensed the information to help them. Also, we have exam structures in terms of questions. So each question has a structure for the pupils so they can understand fully how to answer the questions. And also we have all our resources on teams. Because the course is very much looking at individuals and how they believe and act in the world, the course opens up a lot of opportunities for job careers, such as seen on the screen. The course also opens up a lot of opportunities for different skills, one of the most important being reflection, but also respect, because we look at very different cultures, ones that are very different from the UK, so therefore pupils get to awareness of how life is and what they should and shouldn't be doing in life. Another way that we support the pupils is through Twitter, so please follow us on GCSE Religious Studies at Marsby School Twitter account, where we provide lots of exam questions. We also provide extra reading for the pupils and revision guides and examples of tasks that they could do to enable them to get the best that they can.